Ensuring that all my devices are charged and ready to go for the next day is a real challenge at the best of times. But when I'm traveling, that is a challenge that is even worse than usual. I try to only travel with a power adapter and 2 or 3 cables depending on what I'm doing. But sometimes I have a phone, my Apple Watch, headphones, probably a camera, and also a laptop to charge, and suddenly the whole thing becomes a little bit unmanageable, and I often find myself waking up in the morning with 1 or more devices not quite ready to go after all. And that's where the 2 products that we're reviewing today come in, and hopefully will help you to be a little bit more organized and ensure that all your devices are ready to go with minimum faff. The first is the ChargeTree Mag. Now, this is very much focused at Apple users because you have an Apple Watch charging stand, you have a MagSafe compatible phone charger, and you also have an AirPods charger on the side as well, which is excellent. And then I've paired that up with their universal travel plug power adapter. This is a 65-watt charger. That will ensure that you can charge everything from your laptop to your smartphone nice and quickly, but with a nice small footprint. It also comes with 3 actual plug sockets, so you have your UK, Europe, and US. So hopefully the majority of places that you go in the world, you will be able to take this with you and just swap out the actual front side of it, the actual plug bit here, which will allow you to connect it up wherever you are, but more on that later. So let's take a closer look at the ChargeTree Mag to get us going. Now, it is a premium product. In the UK, it costs £90 and it's $100 on their website. That might be a lot of money, but you are getting a fair bit for your cash as well. First off, it is small and portable. Doesn't look it yet, does it? But if I unplug this, it actually folds down into a pretty small and admittedly quite light device. It's a plastic construction, but this is not heavy and it's quite small. You can pop this into a pocket in your backpack without any problems. When you're ready to use it, you simply unfold it and you fold out the Apple Watch charging stand, which you don't have to use. You can leave it folded in if you don't have an Apple Watch. And then all you need to do is plug in 1 single USB-C cable. And that's it, the device is ready to go. If we pop the AirPods on the back of it, you can hear they chime, they're already charging. Pop the Apple Watch on the front, it's already charging. And last but not least, the phone easily connects and starts charging too. Now, STM Goods recommend a 20-watt charger with this product. Personally, I'd go for something higher powered. The reason for that is the maximum that it can charge a phone at is 15 watts. It'll charge your AirPods up to 5 watts, and it'll charge your Apple Watch at 3 watts. Now, for the smart ones among you, you will have worked out that is over 20 watts, so you might be leaving a little bit of charging capacity on the table. Now, they do rightly point out that the majority of iPhones might only charge at 10 watts, but we're seeing more and more, like the newer ones can definitely charge at 15. And I think you want to give yourself a bit of future-proofing. After all, the rumours are that the latest iPhones will charge at 20 watts when they're released later this year. It also has a status light on the side, just to show you that it is also charging, in case you're having any trouble working out whether your power adapter is powering it or not. Thankfully, that light automatically switches off within 20 seconds, so it will not be disturbing your sleep. I'm someone that certainly doesn't like any light at all when they sleep, and this will ensure that you're not disturbed when you're trying to sleep by a pesky little status light. It drives me nuts when you have lights on products that you can't switch off. I remember in the past sticking over sticky tape and then doing layers of sticky tape and permanent marker to try and block out the monitor light. So I definitely am a good use case for that kind of thing, and this works really well. Now, I like the construction. It is plasticky, but that makes it light. I like the fact I can charge multiple devices, and I like the fact that everything can be charged at once. I can go to sleep, put my phone, watch, and AirPods on it. In the morning, everything will work as it's supposed to. Excellent. I do, however, have a bugbear with it. It's not a deal breaker, not by any means, but it is something I want you to be aware of. If you have this device out and you're not charging your phone and you put on your Apple Watch, it can be a little bit side heavy. Now, with my Series 4, it's actually okay. But if I take my Apple Watch Ultra off here, you can sometimes see it will tip over. Now I pushed it, okay, that's not fake, I did push it down, but I have a slightly uneven surface on my bedside locker because I've got a little fabric patch there, and it doesn't sit quite so well, and it will tend to fall over if I am unlucky. So it's something to think about. Sometimes it will fall over if you have just a watch on it. The second, however, you have a phone on it, that is no longer an issue, because the actual device will hold itself in upright because of the weight of the iPhone. So it's not anything to worry about, it's just something to be aware of. If you're just charging an Apple Watch, you might find it tips over. Second, you put something else on it, even the AirPods won't tip over. So on an uneven surface, something to be aware of. Not a deal breaker at all, as I said. So that is the ChargeTree Mag. £90, expensive, but it's a nice product, and I love the fact it's portable. I love the fact it folds down. I have taken this on a couple of trips recently, including to Spa Grand Prix, and it performed admirably. Excellent, no complaints, would recommend it. Now let's take a look at the power adapter. The power adapter retails at £50 in the UK or $60 outside of the UK. As I mentioned in the intro, it comes with 3 different plug adapters. So you have the UK one I currently have on it. It also comes with an EU and an Australian one. And I think I forgot to mention this at the start, but you can actually flick down the pins on the inside of it, and it gives you your US adapter as well. So in theory, most countries you go to, you should be able to use this without any additional accessories, which is nice. It has a total output of up to 65 watts. However, it has 2 USB-C ports, which are Power Delivery 3.0 compatible, and the top port will output up to 65 watts. The port below it will output up to 63 watts. It also has a USB-A output, which has a maximum of 30 watts of output. So that means that you should be able to charge the majority of your devices as quickly as you need to. Now, there is a limitation here, and that's something that affects every single 65-watt 3-port or 2-port charger. And that is, if you were to plug in a laptop at the top that is able to take, let's say, 65 watts, which the majority of laptops will require, you will find that you can't really use the other USB-C output because obviously the laptop is already drawing too much power. And if you plug in something into the USB-A port, you might also find that the laptop stops charging because it requires at least 60 watts and the device below draws too much power. It's something I've experienced with pretty much every 65-watt charger I own, and I do own a couple of them. And it's not actually an issue, it's just something to be aware of. If you were to plug in, say, a camera at the top, in the top USB-C port, and that draws 20 watts, and plug in the ChargeTree Mag in the second one, that will also draw 20 watts, you can still use the 30 watts, well, just under, let's say 20 watts of the USB-A output as well, and all devices will charge without any issues. So you can use them all at the same time, just be aware of roughly how much your devices might require, because that could limit you. If you want to make sure your laptop charges, you might want to leave the other devices not plugged in. Now, in terms of the ChargeTree Mag, this is an excellent charger to have, or power adapter to have to use with it, because it will mean that you can plug in additional devices and charge them. In my case, I had this plugged in to the power adapter here whilst I was away, and then I also plugged in a USB-C port to charge my Nikon Z8, and I used the USB-A port just to charge up a flashlight that I had with me as well. So together, these devices actually are pretty excellent. You don't get an additional cable in the box of the power adapter. All you receive, as I've mentioned, are the additional sockets here. So you've got your Australian adapter and your European one. You can get it out of the box. I'll just demonstrate. They're super easy to change. All you need to do is pull the red toggle up, slide it out, take your European one, slide it down, and that's it, ready to go. It's excellent when I was traveling. I just took this one with me and didn't even need to take any additional weight. And in terms of the ChargeTree Mag, the accessory it came with was a USB-C to USB-C cable, and that was it. Both of them came with quick start guides as well. I think that these are premium products, and that's okay. They do charge a bit of a premium for them, but they're both backed by a 2-year warranty, which I think is very reasonable. I think that they're well made and should last a long time, and I did also find that this adapter didn't get as hot as some of the other ones I've used in the past. Obviously, they do get warm. They're, you know, there's a lot of power flowing through these, but they didn't get as warm as other devices I'd used, so that's certainly a bonus as well. If you have any questions about these products, pop them in the comments section below. I'm always happy to help. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. Thanks very much for watching. I hope I see you again next time. Goodbye.